Today marks day number 63 of the $1,000 account challenge, and we are up almost $250 in the account, or 2.37% of the total portfolio balance. I took 2 trades today, 1 win and 1 loss break-even trade. That's not even really worth talking about, but we're going to talk about them anyways. If you don't know, my name is Gates. I'm taking $1,000 and I'm day trading options to see how far we can grow this account. Straight off of the day trade watch list today, we had Apple as a short idea below $171.50. Now, this trade wound up being a pretty break-even trade for me. That did eventually work, but I just wasn't really willing to hold through the consolidation. So Apple breaks below 171.5 right here. We don't chase this move down, though. This rally up would have worked for an entry. I wasn't trading it or really watching it at that time. So when it does rally back up to 171.50, I take my entry a little bit too early. And I think that that's kind of what caused me to stay in this position so long. The stock never breaks above 171.5, but this whole time we're like down about 5 to 7% between break even and as it's bouncing up and down, and eventually we get the breakdown, right? So I'm thinking here, this trade should work from here and give us the move down to the low of day where we would close it for profit, but it doesn't do that and instead rallies right back up. So from here, I was just like, you know what? We're in this trade for so long. It's not really working or doing what we want it to do. I'm just going to close it out. So I did. I took about a 3% loss on this. No harm, no foul. Eventually, Apple does break down into the low of day, giving us that 10% profit that we were looking for initially. But like I said, I wasn't really willing to hold it that long. Trade number 2, and this is where we made our money at. Trade number 2 was on AMD. Straight off the day trade watch list was a long idea above $180. This is very, very straightforward. We get the break above $180 right here, the pullback hold of the previous day's closing price as support, and then the rally up into the high of day. So when we're offered a dip entry right here, I took it, and we get the move right back up into the high of day. Now, this is crazy because those contracts moved 25% in about a flash of a second, right? I was here, break even, boom, up 25%. And I'm like, wow, if these contracts are moving that fast, let me just hold and see if I can get more out of this. So I made the decision not to take the profits. And then this thing drops all the way back down to the previous day's closing price, which is, by the way, where my stop loss was placed at. However, I knew that today was Thursday and there's a holiday tomorrow. So we were trading same-day expiration contracts, and I knew that there would be increased volatility on those contracts. So all of that in mind, I sized down to account for the extra volatility. Therefore, when I was down 25% on this, this was super wild. From being up 25% to down 25% in 1 minute. When I was down 25%, I wasn't panicked to cut this position yet. I was letting it work and seeing if it was going to actually bounce, and it indeed does the very next minute. So we're back to green on the next candle. We get the move up into the high of day, and I decided to take some profits off near the high of day, at the high of day, at about a 33% gain. Then we get the move higher, and I took the rest of the profits off at a 55% gain. This does continue to push beyond that, but I'm fine with it, right? 55% gain on one position, even though it was smaller size, is fantastic. And that's what put us green on the day, ending the week with a $249 gain in the $1,000 account challenge. Like I said, tomorrow is a holiday, so there will be no trading tomorrow. Typically, I like to take Fridays off anyways. So enjoy your long weekend. Thank you so much for watching and your support. Press that like button for me if the video has helped you out. Sometimes trading is just as cut and dry as this. Not a whole lot to review. Create a plan, follow your plan, execute your plan, and hopefully it works for you. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, consider doing so. It's just the best way to support me in this type of work that I do. Again, thank you for your time, and I'll see you next week when we continue the $1,000 account challenge. Cheers.